and slide through all of that bullshit. This is the next narrative coming, gang. Right here. That
Look,
Teofimo moved up to duck Devin Haney.
but that's why I said, and I won't say that. And I recognize Lomachenko. I recognize him as a WBC champ then. But what I'm saying is, for the controversy, go catch that from Devin. Whatever belt he is, whatever it is, go catch it. It's a good fight. He don't need the Devin fight. Devin need the Teo fight. Teo is running this thing right now. But you're going to have, like you just said, there's going to have many people, Devin fans, that's going to use this narrative. So why not? Why have an asterisk by with the fans? Go ahead and knock him off. If you don't want to fight right now, cool. Let him do what he want to do. But why not knock him off?
I tell you like this: it's easy for a lot of these fans, and I'm just going to attach them to this type of fan because LGBT, CBC lovers, and Haney, they love Haney because he said no white boy would ever beat me. But it's easy that everybody is quick to take that perception on this when they wouldn't do it with Floyd. Right? Because Floyd didn't give a fuck what the fans thought about who he did or didn't fight. And they sit there and praise the fuck out of Floyd, but now Teofimo got to do it for the fans. That's that hypocritical double standard bullshit that always happened in boxing. And all the motherfuckers crying for Teofimo that has to do something to Haney were damn sure Floyd supporters. And they won't cry in that same song with Floyd having to go fight this guy, but now they want to do it with Teofimo. See, that's why I stop bullshit narratives when they start, gang. And I don't want to goddamn give it this. Okay, I'm not saying this. Yeah, you're not saying that. But if I go along with the bullshit you're saying, they're gonna use that ideology to say this dumb shit. So
hey,
I'm
yo, D, man.
down before it starts, fam.
Hey, yo, D, I just got a quick question, man. Hey, salute to you, first off, family.
No doubt.
My thing is this. My thing, and one more thing. My name is CIPHBUDD, bro. CIPHBUDD.
Right,
like, you know what I'm saying? You got it. It's all good, man. Hey, my question is this though, fam. Like, okay, did the WBC strip Devin Haney?
Basically, yeah. They made Lomachenko.
So are they making the claim that he has no belt right now? His belt is like non-existent.
It's like a baby belt, bro. Like no more than a diamond belt or a Mayan belt or silver belt.
It's like a WBA situation where they have like the super or whatever. So that's pretty much what they have with this franchise shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the franchise is the real belt. So what is the actual name of the title of what is the name of the belt that Devin has? That's the question I have. Because if he had the full title at one point in time, unless they're coming out and actually saying, yeah, we're stripping you for the full status.
It, hun. That's what we're trying to explain to you. Okay. He never had it.
All right, now.
Okay. Since when?
Since he never had it to begin with, he didn't fight anybody for it. When Loma was making,
I know he didn't beat anybody for the belt. But the point is, they never actually said that he wasn't the full title.
Because in the beginning, they said they elevated.
Hold on. They said that, and my point exactly, the franchise bullshit. They muddied the waters. What they did was they so-called elevated Lomachenko to a title that was non-transferable. You couldn't do shit with it, and you couldn't necessarily lose it or win it. So it's not a real belt. What happened was, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Since he didn't fight Devin, which is his mandatory opponent, he essentially he vacated the damn belt.
Okay.
For a plastic belt.
Cat.
Okay, so
Cat, let's hear it.
Okay, so it wasn't that he lost it or like didn't win it. What they said, right? So like in order for this to be undisputed, it had to be on the line. So Loma is actually the champ, right? So what he did was he placed the franchise belt on the line to make it undisputed, because the franchise belt is higher than like the regular WBC belt. So in order to make this undisputed, the franchise belt had to be on the line, and that's what what's his face what's the freaking oh my god! Yes, right. So that's what he said, that he's placing it on the line. But again, you can't win it or lose it. It has to be designated. So he designated it for this fight for undisputed.
Now, see, the way I look at it is, I definitely would have gave Lomachenko credit for being undisputed because he didn't actually lose his belt in combat. and they gave him the funny belt or whatnot. Now that's one thing. I'd have said, okay, they gave Loma. If Loma did win that bout, I would have said, okay, Loma's undisputed because
I said the same
he
thing.
didn't lose it. But my thing is though, it can't be the same for Teofimo because essentially he's fighting for a belt that's pretty much at the whims or whatever we say we want to give it to. You can't win it. You have to be designated. You know what I'm saying? And that's like just some BS rules, man.
I got a real quick question. This one just goes to Dead Game and CIPHBUDD. And God knows if y'all don't get this, I give up. I'm gonna just let everybody else talk to you guys because this question should really clear it up. Actually, there's two questions, and I just want yes and no. You guys agree that Suleiman said Devin Haney is champion. When he made that franchise belt, he said Devin Haney was champion. That's what Suleiman said, right? And y'all agree with that, right? That's how he became champion.
I do.
I agree.
Okay. Suleiman said before the goddamn fight that he won't champion no more. Suleiman said that Lomachenko was champion. Now, y'all didn't want to accept the fact that Suleiman said Lomachenko's champion, but y'all sitting up here and said that y'all accept the fact when he said Haney was champion.
Listen, right. D, I give you that, bro. I'm not. My thing is this: the fact that that they did deem Devin Haney to be full champion at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they so finicky on who's the top dog at the WBC. You know, it's so finicky about it. It's like, okay, it's like they changing the rules in the middle of the game, bro. Like, and that's why
exactly
I said that's exactly what it is. And you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if the title is not credible by the obligations that come along with the belt, then what good is the damn belt?
Hey man, what good is any of these belts?
Right. It was never worth anything because he just Mauricio Suleiman just basically devalued it by creating this franchise status. And besides, Devin Haney fought like two guys that are 22 wins combined.
Let me ask you this question.
Hold on, real quick. I just want to say something. I think we should stop trying to devalue Devin Haney though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not his fault.
Nobody yet.
No, but whose fault? It's not his fault though, right? He tried to fight. He tried to fight somebody, right? Didn't he?
And
who came along and took that?
You absolutely right.
So and then what happened? Then what happened? He got elevated to what? Franchise? So and it really, when it comes down to it, I haven't heard anybody blame Lomachenko at all. It's kind of weird.
You can't blame Loma. This stuff is just like in criminal court, man. If it's gonna be undisputed, it has to be by definition undisputed, without a reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like there is reasonable doubt here, man. Like the belt is up for grabs, man. The title was up for grabs because it's still somebody has somewhat of a claim to it. Maybe not an equal amount of claim as another person, but there's another claim out for it. That's why it can't be undisputed.
D, help me with this, D. And anybody in the panel.
Well, the reason why I'm saying you could blame Lomachenko is because we saw vividly with Wilder. He said no. That's why.
Look, check this out. Anybody in the panel can help me with this, and I can answer it. But when Devin Haney, since he's been WBC champ, have he defended that belt at least once? Have he?
Alfredo Santiago. Yes, he did. Alfredo Santiago was the title defense for whoever said
that was for a but that's what I was trying to say earlier. That was a vacant title. The one he had before that was an interim. So essentially, Devin Haney is an interim champ.
I don't know if that's true.
Look, pull up box rec.
I can't believe Suleiman got us in this position, man. You know what?
That's what it is, Suleiman.
I say we just, I don't know, man. He needs to just get rid of all the belts except for, the one that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's who I'm blaming. Is Suleiman. I'm not blaming Haney. I'm not really blaming Lomachenko, but it's really Bob, Suleiman, and if you were to blame a fighter, then you would have to blame the fighter who accepted the franchise, not Haney. It's not his fault, obviously.
D, can you do this for me, please? And I asked you to do it the last time, and you said you was going to do it this time. I put a link in the chat in StreamYard. Can you just go to it and put it up there real quick?
Yeah, okay, then. Before I even put this up here, and hold on right quick, guys, because it's a link that he wants me to put up. Then I saw the link and I read it. And you want to point that point out about the link, but you don't want to accept that Devin Haney was not the WBC champion going into this fight. Teofimo and Lomachenko was. That link was prior to Suleiman coming out saying that Devin Haney's not the champion anymore. It's like you don't want to accept that.
But
like
you don't.
Said, hold on, Deke. Just like Suleiman said that Devin Haney was the champ, Suleiman also said that he's not the champ. So y'all want to accept the fact that Suleiman said he's the champ, but you don't want to accept the fact when he snatched it back and said he's not the champ.
But you putting words in my mouth, though, D. You putting words in my mouth. I never said that. You think that's what I'm going to say. All I want to do is just look at all the confusion. And that's all I'm going to get to something. That's all I want you to do.
Yeah, but that article that you begging me to put up was prior. It was before that. Nobody's arguing that point from that article. Nobody has any argument with that. So you putting up an article that we already know. The difference from that article to leading up to this fight is Suleiman right in the middle of this shit, right before this fight, switched the game up. And he made Vasil Lomachenko the champion. That article you want me to put up is before that. So where's the
article is there right now? That's their page. That's the legitimate authentic WBC page.
There are dates on articles, fam. The time frame is before Suleiman made the ruling that Lomachenko is the champion, fam. So why are we looking at an article before he made that ruling? It's worthless even looking at that article. Because
it is to talk about.
He made a ruling that Lomachenko is the fucking champion, not Devin Haney.
It is to talk about the controversy that we're talking about now, the bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I don't need to see the article to say that it's controversy. We all agree it's controversy.
If there was ever a time to delegitimize a title, it's right now, man. Like the WBC really screwed the pooch on this one, man. This don't make no damn sense. Like they gave Haney the full claim to the belt, and they took it away for no justifiable reason. I don't get it.
I'll tell y'all guys like this. Here's the thing. So many other champions, so many other situations have come down to some fuckery. Depending on no matter what section of bodies it is. It's just come down to some fuckery, right? This is the landscape of boxing. Now that this particular fuckery has to do with Teofimo Lopez, everybody wants to make a point of it. What about all the other fuckery going down with all of these sanctioning bodies? Like out of IBF, all of a sudden pulled up Alcampo to make him top 10 to fight Errol Spence. See, all of these Haney lovers don't talk about that shit. Alcampo shouldn't even have been in that fucking ring with Errol Spence. And why the fuck was he the mandatory in the first place? What about the fuckery that happened when Dillian White was fucking number one for 1,000 days? You don't hear fucking Wilder fans saying he should have been mandatory. That's bullshit. But now they want to talk about this Haney dumb shit. The reality is this. There is a lot of fuckery that goes on in boxing concerning these sanctioning bodies. Yeah. You can't pick and choose when you want to be mad at the fuckery.
All right,
you can't be for the fuckery when it benefits Deontay Wilder and he can bounce around fucking Dillian White for 1,000 fucking days. But then before the fuckery and all pro the fuckery, you want to say Teofimo Lopez needs to see Devin Haney.
I agree, D, but I see, hey, this is of greater consequence, man. This is undisputed, man. And we talking about undisputed, and that word means something, bro.
D, what was in those pancakes?
Yeah, it used to mean something.
God damn, man.
Yo, I just want to clarify, man. I don't blame Haney for his lack of quality opposition. The WBC ordering fights against people that are barely in the top 10 and then snatching it away from him. And I just want to ask one thing. why did the fucking fight with Campbell fell through? Because I thought that should have been a valuable fight for that title to justify his position.
Fuckery. That's why I fell through. More
fuckery makes the world go round, man. Come on now, we know this.
Yeah, I mean,
it helps things a little bit. I like it a little bit.
Fuckery.
No offense.
That's why I fell through. I mean, don't get me wrong, dog. It's not like I'm going to evade the fact that it was a whole bunch of fuckery going on. But here's the thing: when they do this crooked shit, right? We still got to go with what the ruling is. Like Pacquiao got robbed by Tim Bradley. I don't think anybody agrees or disagrees that that was a fucking robbery. My man Pernell Whitaker got robbed by Chavez. I don't think anybody disagrees that that was a robbery, right? It's the fuckery. But what is in the history book? Pacquiao and Pernell Whitaker got a loss. So we just got to deal with the fuckery. We can't sit up here and get mad and pick and choose is what I'm saying. It's fuckery going on.
Yeah. I understand because people are crying for Teofimo to fight Haney, right? But at the same time, you can't fight a fucking Gamboa when you have Ivan Mendy and other notables like Comey around just to help your record that are in their prime right now.
Comey wasn't finna hop out and fight Devin Haney right now.
Well, y'all don't know that. No offer was sent. Y'all can sit up here and say this person wouldn't fight him, this person. That's only to satisfy the dumbasses about a fucking Gamboa fight. I have no fucking proof of that. They never sent fucking Fortuna a fucking contract or any offer, did they? They never fucking sent Comey an offer, did they? I'm just assuming he wouldn't take that fight. But what I assume is why wouldn't he take that fight? This is a young fighter, and it's a chance for him to get another goddamn belt. I'm just assuming Comey. What's for sure, though, is they never sent him an offer. They tried to work the deal with a fucking little Gary Russell, and it's clear they tried to work a deal with Gamboa because that's the fight they taken. But they never sent the Linares, the Fortuna, the Mendy to fight. So y'all can't fucking just jump up here and assume that these guys wouldn't do it because that's what y'all want to do. Nobody would fight.
I'm just saying Comey wouldn't, man, because Comey just came off. Comey just came off that L. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know. How long ago was that fight?
Look, Dillian Wright just came off of getting slept and he's back in the fight again. So I don't really want to hear
with the same opponent. That's what the same opponent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter though. He's still right back in the ring. Y'all bringing up all of this outside shit just not to deal with the fuckery. The fact is, the dude was not the goddamn champion. Lomachenko was the champion. That's it. It's fuckery, but that's just how it is.
D, real quick, I'm sorry. So like basically like right before the fight, Suleiman basically just orally, no pun intended. He just orally just said, "Yo, Loma, you are now the WBC. We're basically going to make the franchise transferable, even though it wasn't transferable. It was an honor. That's now
got 2 belts, Uncle Pete. He got a franchise belt and the WBC champion belt. That's why the kid is wearing 2 belts now, and one of them represents him being the WBC fucking champion.
You know what?
That's what it is.
If they don't be careful, they're going to have this kid Teo hemmed up fighting like second-rate little fucking fights because he can't get the biggest fights because of all this nonsense.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And box fans, real quick, thank you for the super sticker, fam. I appreciate you. I didn't want to miss you on that. That's not going to happen because these motherfuckers are crying and hollering because they want Teofimo to fight Devin Haney before he moves up to 140 and continue to be great. This is what the whole argument is. I don't think Teofimo should go up to 140, challenge a fucking 4-belt undisputed champion, attempt to be great. He should fight Haney first.
When's that fight? Out of here with that, man. But when can that fight? When can he move up and fight for that?
He can do it immediately because of the WBO exclusion, the same fucking exclusion that Crawford used to get the immediate fight with on, the same fucking exclusion that Usyk is using to get the fight with Anthony Joshua. He can use the same fucking exclusion immediately is the answer. Immediately.
D, come on, dog. You're yelling at me like I'm a goddamn. I'm not Devin Haney, man. I'm not Haney's manager.
This is hype. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm hype. I'm on 1,000.
I want some of them pancakes, dog. Give me that pancake recipe, you son of a bitch.
He got sativa in that shit.
Okay, look. So
Yeah,
I
control.
like Devin Haney. I think he has potential, right? I think a lot of people are confusing potential to, what he can do versus what he has done. We all know he hasn't really proven himself or established anything because he hasn't fought anybody. We know that, but we do know that he has a lot of potential. The problem is I don't want him to fight Lopez now. I think Lopez should drop his belts and move up to 140 because eventually Haney, Garcia, and all these other kids are gonna move up anyway. So let Lopez establish himself at 140 and let these kids, learn, shit now at 135. So when they move up, it's a better fight to begin with.
I like that idea. I really do. I really like that idea. My whole point of the whole thing, I'm not even saying that Devin even has a chance against Teofimo Lopez. He might not. Whole point is let's put a period on the Undisputed. What's wrong with that? Yeah. I mean, you do that and all questions are answered. And if Devin get his ass whooped, so be it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's all I've been saying.
What is there to? But what is there to dispute?
But my thing is,
listen. All I'm saying, I want to explain something to y'all, but D. Jeff will not put up what I asked him to put up. It's just a quick little explanation.
Come on, D. You ain't got no fucking virus in it. Just click the link, man.
Click the damn link.
Put it in the fucking chat, Big Game.
It's already in the chat. I put it 4 times.
You don't want to fucking. You don't want to accept it, bro.
It's not about D. Listen, it's not about that.
I'm getting ready to put the article up. I'm getting ready to put it up. Okay? I'm telling you right now.
Bill Clinton.
This article is going to be turned right down and slapped in. Listen, bro, it's nothing you can put up. So I'm going to put it up for you so you can stop crying about this goddamn article that don't fucking matter. I'm trying to tell you it don't fucking matter.
Don't
it's
flash it for 2 seconds
point out
and
in
take
this
it down
fucking
either.
article that makes it matter, fam. So I'm getting ready to put it up so you can just stop about this fucking article. Because it's you that don't want to accept that fuckery went on. And here's the facts. Here's the facts. Let me pull this up. Let me pull
flash
it
up.
after
Don't
you
flash
put
it
it
for
up.
1 second either, man.
Hold on. This is for you and CIPHBUDD. There are 2 belts in this picture. 2 belts. Okay? So for you and CIPHBUDD, my bad, CIPHBUDD. For you and CIPHBUDD, understand this. The belt that's hanging over his shoulder, that is the belt representing the WBC champion. Not representing the franchise.
Could that be the interim belt? Could that be the interim belt?
Hold on, whoever that is. That is the belt that
I think that's the interim belt.
Who is that?
That's Devin Haney's belt.
I think that's the interim belt.
Okay, Pete, I will kick you the fuck off immediately.
Don't kick him off, man. Don't kick him off.
Just for a second. What I don't like, I don't let people cut y'all off, so I'm not letting Pete dump in here cutting me off while I'm trying to say something. All right? So, dude, chill out. Now, this belt that he has is the belt that you guys say it's unfair that Devin Haney doesn't have. I agree. It's stupid what Suleiman did. But what he did is a ruling and it's done. It's not like he just said that Lomachenko was the champion. He created and designed this belt so that it could be given to the victor of this fight. If Lomachenko would have won, he would have been holding 2 fucking WBC belts. One that's representing the franchise champion and the other WBC belt that represents the WBC fucking champion. So right now, Teofimo is holding 5 belts. Okay? The one he's holding out to the side in his right hand, that is the franchise belt that have you, CIPHBUDD, and everybody else fucking confused. But the belt that he has around his torso and his shoulders, those are 4 belts that represents champions for the IBFP, champion for the WBO, WBA, and WBC. Champion. Full-fledged champion. I don't really know what the fuck Devin Haney is holding. But according to Suleiman, this guy right here, the takeover, is the WBC champion.